Happy July, happy rainy Saturday. I am obviously driving in my car on this, I don't know if you can see out the windows, but it's quite foggy here in the Rhode Island woods. And I am headed to the farmer's market this morning. Everybody else is having a little bit of a lie-in and sleeping in a little bit. And I decided to get up and go by myself. This is something that we do every week, every Saturday, and since we've been back here in Rhode Island, this has been predominantly where we've gotten our groceries. We do use our kids' farm in Exeter, or if we need anything dairy, there's Emma Acres over here in Exeter too. Those are both places that raise and or grow everything that they have there. And while we're back, we really do want to support our local community and the people here that are putting in all the work to grow this food for us, just like we do as we're traveling. It just seems to be a little easier when we're back in Rhode Island because we happen to know all these places. I can go to the farmer's market without GPS on Saturday. So that's what I'm doing. And then I would like to share with you some of the meals that I make with the food that I get at the farmer's market. I will try to record most of them, but to be honest with you, when I get like in the thick of it and when we're doing things, I often forget. So I will come back and if I don't record it, I will come back and talk about the food that I made, what I made, how I made, so that way you can see what I spend. I mean, realistically, I'm spending less than $100 at the farmer's market every week, and that's feeding us for the week with the things that we have in the pantry. So stick around. Let me show you what I do, how I go to the farmer's market, and then also what I do with the food once I get it. This is your type of thing, let me know. If you've been inspired to make any dishes, I would love to hear about it. Yeah, I hope this finds you well and you enjoy all the happy cooking. I love you. This is what we got at the farmer's market this week. This is about $80 worth. I'll go through it really quick with you here. We have some sugar snap peas, parsley, dill, scallions, carrots with the tops. I'm gonna maybe make a pesto with that. We have green beans and broccoli, lots of fresh onions. We got a cabbage. We have lots of cucumbers. This I will start making pickles with to keep in our, to keep and eat throughout the year. I get a little bit every week, and then I make these. I'll do dill pickle relish. These I will slice and do like spears. We have radishes, which I'll also end up pickling. Those we put on salads. Some greens this week. There was some tatsoi and then just some head lettuce. These we didn't get at the farmer's market, but we got on the way back from the farmer's market. It's an egg stand that we used to go to. They're $4 a dozen, so for all 3 dozen it's $12. I included this in here because I had gotten these for free from a local Buy Nothing group, and I wanted to include that because we picked it up on the same day that we got all this. So between this and what's in the pantry is what we will be making meals with this week. And then this is the refrigerator before I put everything away. We have that here is our kombucha. Excuse me, our jun that I make. This is some kimchi cabbage that I made last week. And then here we just have some leftovers rice, some leftover sweet potatoes, and some roasted vegetables. The drawer down here, it's just some Parmesan cheese, that's Swedish cheese, and then it's 2 packs of tofu. This is where I'll get my tofu at Aldi. It's $1.59 for one of those. So that is, that's probably the best place that I get organic tofu from. And yeah, we have some microgreens that I've been growing outside, some maple syrup, and then some of those quick pickles. And now we will get all the farmer's market stuff loaded in. This is how I store my herbs and greens when I get them. I'm going to take these elastic bands off, and then they're all going to go in the jar. I'll show you that when it's all done. So in storing them, you just want a little bit of water in the bottom, and then they will sit on the counter, and we will use them, and I will use them as I need them with cooking. And again, we have parsley, dill, and green onions. There are certain things that I will process as soon as I get home. These radishes are one of them. These greens are just going to get composted, and then I'm going to slice the radishes up, and they're going to go inside this pickle jar, which is where I keep pickled radishes, which I'll add to them. And then here we have the carrot tops and the tops of the onions. I'm going to use these to make a pesto style sauce with some nuts. The onions are going to be like the garlic. The carrot tops are going to be like the pesto, like the basil. And then I'll add some nuts, probably just some raw cashews and olive oil seasoning, and I'll make a quick pesto pasta sauce for that. So that way we will eat the carrot tops and the onion tops. Something I also like to make and keep around is I made some hard-boiled eggs. Those will stay in the fridge for easy snacking. And then over here, we always have a loaf of bread that's made so that way we can make sandwiches, we can make toast. It just sits here on the counter for us to eat off of. As a lunch slash snack, from some of that stuff we saw earlier, we have some hardtack, some pickles, some microgreens, the hard-boiled eggs, and then this is the pesto underneath. And then I'm gonna have that with a cup of black drip coffee, just a little bit of maple syrup. Tonight we are doing stuffed cabbage. Cabbage here. I'm gonna peel the layers off of it and it's gonna get boiled in the water there. And then we're gonna make a filling with the tofu, onions, eggplant, carrots, parsley, scallions. We'll make a filling that'll get wrapped inside the blanched blanched cabbage leaves, and then that will all get cooked in the leftover marinara that I'll water down a little bit, add some seasoning, and it'll all cook together in here. And that's what we will be having for dinner tonight. As predicted, I did not record every meal I made, or even remember to take a video or a picture of it after the fact. But I did write everything I made down this week as meals, so that way you can see, you saw all the raw ingredients, and then this is what I did with those raw ingredients. So I made pasta twice. Once I made just plain with the carrot pesto, which I showed you that I made. I did that just over plain pasta, and then with the leftovers from last week I made veggie pancakes. So I had like the pesto pasta and the veggie pancakes, and then I did another night where I cooked up some onions, broccoli, carrots, made like a miso style gravy, and then put that over some pasta really easily. Then I did like cabbage rolls, so I took that head of cabbage and I took the 8 biggest leaves off the outside, and then I made a tofu and veggie stir fry mix with like carrots and what did I do? I did carrots, I did tofu, I did eggplant, scallions, herbs. I did all that, and I wrapped that up in the cabbage leaves, which I had blanched, and then I took the pockets that I made of the cabbage leaves and put them back into a sauce, which I had used leftover marinara, and so I did that. That was delicious. I had soup in the freezer one night that I really wanted to clear up some freezer space now that we're getting into berry season. So we made soup one night, and then we just made homemade biscuits. And then I had some mashed sweet potatoes that I made with like, I did like a leftover night, but I combined like veggies into like a veggie stir fry, and I made mashed potatoes on the side of it. Mashed sweet potatoes, because in this household, if you make something, you put a gravy with it, you put mashed potatoes, it gets eaten. And so that's how it got eaten. And then with the leftover mashed potatoes, I then made a gnocchi, which I then cooked in the leftover sauce from the cabbage rolls. So I really like to try to take things, especially when I make a lot of something that we don't end up eating, I'll then use that something in another meal for something else. And yeah, that was it. We had a full week's worth of delicious dinners. I know that's what I speak about. We always eat during the day. We have baked good breads. That carrot pesto I was putting on top of crackers and eating that with cucumbers for snacks. We do oatmeal, and then leftovers, baked goods. Oh, we did make a coffee cake this week and a chocolate cake this week. So we had a very delicious full week of eating. I hope you enjoyed watching, again, another video of some of the meals we have created. I hope it inspires you to get in the kitchen and make something delicious for you and those that you love. I love you. We'll see you next time.